Hello, everybody. Welcome back to class. Oh, it's been so long. I am very, very excited to be with you again, even in this rather silly digital way. Um, Today, we're going to be looking at writing for early readers. Now, I know that this is a little bit of a departure from our normal schedule that we had laid out, but I think that what we might do is kind of smoosh picture books into one session so that you have more of a range of things to write, since we've been so rudely interrupted by industrial action. So let's think about what an early reader text is. And when I'm talking about early reader text, I'm talking about chapter books. Chapter books are books that you move on to once you leave Biff and Chip behind, and once you leave the great big picture books behind, you go on to little, and they look very fat and daunting chapter books. And this is a big, big stage in your reader development. So that's what an early reader text is. That's what a chapter book is. It's when readers feel confident enough to start striking out into proper fiction. Oh, best people in the world to write for, right? Welcome to Unipickle. Now, Unipickle is the absolute top of the trees right now. Hannah Shaw has knocked it out of the park with the Unipickle world. I know this slide's quite hard to read on here, so don't worry, I will provide it as a PowerPoint slide also in email. Unipickle is about a princess who's a little bit offbeat, and she prefers a pig with a horn to the lovely slim unicorns that everybody else likes. It has a kind of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer twist, where a horrible mudslide occurs, and Unipickle is the only one that can save them all. I highly recommend a read of Unipickle. The next book we're going to look at is called Beast Quest. This is by Adam Blade. The most important thing for you to know about Adam Blade is that he doesn't exist. This is a book about, in a long series, and this is about magical beasts that people must go and fight and or tame, and some of them end up being good and some of them end up being bad and must be defeated. The books are done by book packagers. The basic plot is outlined and then farmed off to a stable of writers. It's the same way that the Rainbow Magic Fairies work for Daisy Meadows. There is no Daisy Meadows. And those are very, very successful. Now, if you think about Dragon Dentist, and there's just hundreds of these series. Captain Underpants is wonderful. What makes them work? Well, when a child reads something and they like it, and they get all the way through it, and they know they're going to like it, they really want to have something like it again. They want to repeat that experience. This is particularly acute in this age range because it is tough to get through these books for most new readers, and they want to know that it's going to be worth it at the end. And so these function a bit like a McDonald's does in a far-flung holiday destination. You know what you're going to get, you know that you're going to like it, and so you go through the doors, and this is exactly what these series books do. Not great writing, some of them, if they're team written by book packagers, but that doesn't really matter to their young fans. This is my book, Drawing Together. Drawing Together has sold over 250,000 copies and been translated into, I think, 8 languages now. It is an example of a standalone chapter book, and they are rare little things, but they still happen. A standalone chapter book is often geared to a specific social problem or issue. I'm always writing issue fiction. I don't really mean to. I just write about ordinary people, and it turns out that they're extraordinary and have issues. Anyway, so Drawing Together is about starting a new school when you don't fit in that well. And there's still room on the market for books like this as well. So here's a little overview of what we're looking at when we look at chapter books for early readers. So they're about the concerns of people from, say, 5 to 8. So if you think about what it's like to be sorting out your place in classrooms and playgrounds and starting to understand your abilities and your hierarchies and what comes easy to you and what you have to work on, that's what's going on here. Narrative voice is authoritative and clear, usually third person. Very little ambiguity. There's a clear sense of right and wrong. And we don't want narrative ambiguity either. Just nice, clear, authoritative text. I've already talked about gender issues and a series. Magic is fine, always welcome. Grown-ups can be silly or unaware, but grown-ups have to be authoritative as well and provide safety and security to the characters in your fictional world. And I've given you the word count. So those are things you really want to think about, that this is going to be very clear, very kind of bare narration. Excellent, excellent, excellent for you if you have trouble plotting or getting to the point or tend to use a lot of wordplay. If I've marked out a lot of your manuscript, this is going to be really a great exercise for you. Okay. So here's your homework. Now, it's quite difficult not to write down to this age range. So this exercise has kind of 2 parts. Firstly, I want you to remember something that you desperately wanted and didn't get at this age. I want you to write, I want you to describe that thing. I want you to describe your emotions. Okay? And that should help you bring your eyes down from grown-up age, looking down at the children, to the same level as the children, looking out from a child's body. Once you can do that, I want you to write about a young person who has a magical experience on their way to school or at their school. And just write about 1,000 words, which is about 2 chapters. I hope you have a lovely time doing this, and I'm looking forward to what you come up with.